welcome to Geekettes Chat. I am Shirley.
Christy, what's up, people?
What's up, and happy International History. No, whoa. Happy International Women's History Month. Or Happy International Women's Month.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so yeah, welcome. And if you ever never been here, this is Geekettes Chat. We review movies, TV shows, and books. I do that separately, and my sister started with her new series reviewing K-dramas, and you can watch that on our channel as well.
Yes.
And she reviewed a couple of K-dramas she's been watching on the pandemic, and that was our last video, so definitely check it out on our channel. Welcome, subscribe, like, and you can leave comments and all that stuff. And yeah, we are reviewing today is two Netflix, one's a movie, one's a documentary short. Moxie is the movie, and we are also reviewing the documentary short, period, end of sentence, which was, it won the Oscar I think in 2018 from what I remember. I think so, yeah. And so yeah, let's get into
let me just jump in there.
This is gonna jump in with a very important message. Sorry,
Yes. So I want to send some love to Daniela and her family. Right now, her aunt Marta has been going through cancer, radiation, and operations, and her daughter has put out a GoFundMe page for her. And I personally donated, and I know here on the show we usually like to ask our followers if you're interested and you have the means to support community organizations or activist organizations. But now here's a personal ask. Daniela is my best friend. This is her aunt. She loves her so much, and Daniela has been experiencing a lot of loss in the past couple of years, and I really want her aunt to not have fiscal burden. You know, hospitals suck when they can't really, you can't really afford all the bills.
Healthcare sucks in general.
And then
capitalism, boo,
and
boo.
On top of the fact that she's healing right now after a major operation, so she can't work, so she has no money coming in. So if you can support $1, $5, $10, whatever your means, whatever you can, I will be totally grateful. She will be grateful. We will be grateful. And I will drop the link in the description.
We wanted to review, review Moxie first.
Moxie.
I thought it was a song, I'm not gonna lie. It's based on a book. So yes, Moxie is directed. It's a movie that came out this year. It's on Netflix. It's an hour and 51 minutes. I'm looking at my notes, sorry, I had to. And it's directed by Amy Poehler, who's that comedian and actress. You don't know, from Parks and Rec and other things. Side tangent. I like basically binge watch Parks and Rec in one weekend. I never done that before. I did that. It was crazy. Never again.
She's obsessed.
Parks and Rec is nice, but never again. I'm not doing that. That was a lot. So basically, it's based. It's about a character called Vivian. She's a teenage girl from. Is it from Texas? And the book is Texas, but I don't remember where they're at. And I think they're in California. I could be totally wrong in the movie, but I don't know. So Vivian, she's the main character. She gets inspired by her mom, who was a feminist, an activist, fighting for women's rights when she was like her age, I guess, right? Which is played by Amy Poehler, who's the director as well, as I mentioned. And so she wants to fight because she's tired, and she wants to fight back against the patriarchy and sexism that teenage boys are doing to her and to her classmates. And they mention there's racism with the Afro-Latina, and then there's rape. There's a story of rape one of the characters, teenage girls, goes through as well, and they mention that. We'll mention that later as well and go into those plot points. But yeah, so she does this like pamphlet, I don't know what they call it, zine. Yeah, thank you, zine. And to get all these, and she puts it around the school, and she's she wants to get all the teenage girls in her school to come together and be like, yo, let's fight this, let's revolt, let's you know, and fight against sexism and the patriarchy and all that stuff in her school and all that as well. So they come together and they call the group Moxie, I guess, because that's the word that the principal, who's a woman, uses, which is a very old word, I guess. You know, so I don't think you really hear it that much. Not that I heard of. But anyways, let's get into it. What do you think of Moxie?
Well,
I don't know why.
I'm gonna be real. I actually enjoyed the film. It took me a little bit to really like get into it in the beginning, but after I saw the other characters, I was like, oh wow, this is interesting, because for me, I don't really see a lot of teenage films talking on the subject of having the main point of the movie be sexism, and also have a diverse cast. Like we have Alicia Pascal Pena, who's a Dominican actress. She is actually the
Lucy?
the co-lead.
The
That's
co-lead.
yeah. And then Nico Hiraga, who's the boy interest. He's Asian American.
He was so cute.
He was super cute. And then Sydney Park,
that.
who's Afro-Korean, and I don't remember her character name, but she really stood out in the film.
Cool.
And you know, for me, it's a teenage film, and I'm not a teenager, but I really still enjoyed it because of the message. For me, it gave a message of solidarity, and it's kind of what you're seeing now in the nation, across the world actually, where not only teenagers but kids are becoming activists. And the idea that they do this around a zine is awesome, because a zine is like kind of like a newsletter type thing, but with graphic designs and stuff.
Yeah, sorry about the noise in the background. We have the window open. It's New York City. Come on, man.
NYC, you know how it is.
Oh, yeah, go on to it.
So graphic designs on the zine, and it's called Moxie, and I like that because if you look at history, a lot of social activist groups like the Young Lords, Black Panther Party, they used newspaper prints to get their message across to the community, to, you know, just get people to come and, you know, build a community around social issues. And so that's what this zine is really about. It's like a call to action. And so I thought that was cool about the show, and the fact that the co-lead is Afro-Latina, and you can kind of get her, you know, her personality, and it's totally different from the lead. And I like that you know, she got like a Latina, Afro-Latina flair to her as far as context and character lines and all that. But I still felt that it would have been better, I mean, after looking at the script writers, if there was actually someone of color on the script team to give it more perspective from a person of color, whether it be Afro-Latina, African American, or even Asian American, you know, so that, you know, it felt more of a connection between the characters. And
to be honest, I think that was my issue with the movie, was that, oh my god, the noise. Sorry about that.
Yes. Wake us up.
We're gonna go through it. My problem was that it's a very white feminist movie, you know, because Vivian, you know, her friend who's Asian American, I forgot they say where her mom's from, because her mom came to America from one of the Asian countries. I don't remember they mentioned what, you know. So, and she takes, you know, something happens and she kind of takes the fall for things, and Vivian is like, she's like sorry at the end. Sorry, this is kind of spoiler. She's sorry at the end, but she doesn't really know why. You know, she's not really like, it's not reflective of like, you're a white teenage girl, you have privilege, you know, that's why you could stay quiet, and your friends take the fall for you, you know, your friend who's Asian American and stuff, and you know, and even her friend says it to her, but she doesn't mention it in the end. She just says like, oh, I let my friend take the fall and I'm sorry. But she should have mentioned, well, yeah, because, you know, I'm a white girl, you know, and all that, teenage girl and all that stuff. So, you know, it's that privilege aspect. So that was the issues with me, is like, and also Vivian's character. I mean, it wasn't bad, and I like all the girls, all the teenage girls. They're so cool. I like that they do mention with Lucy, who's Afro-Latina, and what she went through with the racism and also misogyny with one of the students who was really attacking her, one of the teenage boys and stuff. And I like that they mentioned that, but they don't go into depth, and I think that was the problem for me with the characters, even though I like them, is that they don't go into depth with the other characters who are people of color, or there was or Claudia as well, who's Asian American. They don't really go on her story a little bit. They just mention those things. And then I like how they have a teenage girl who has she has a disability. She's in a wheelchair, but she's just background character. She mentions kind of funny things here and there in a jokey way, but you know, it's hurting her because what they're treating her like in such a nasty way. You know, they don't really see her as a person in the sense of what I was getting from that in the movie, because they put her in the back because she's in the band, or you know, they take the ramp. These chicks are like hanging out on the chicks. So excuse me. These teenage girls are hanging out on the ramps, and she needs to go to use the ramp, of course, and you know, and they're not really listening to her when she says excuse me, and all that stuff until later. So yeah, I see the person she is. And then there's also the character of the trans teenage girl who you know, of course nobody's using her name, her real name. They're using, I think she said they're using her dead name still, you know, and all that. So, which is disrespectful and all that stuff. So, so they're not really seeing her for who she is and respecting her. So I like that they have these characters, but they're not really mentioning the depth. So I like that they have these characters and they're mentioning their stories and what they're going through, but I wish they went more in depth. I get it, it's Vivian's story, but then, you know, it's still, and what she says is valid too, but again, it's like, okay, you know, I don't know.
Now I understand what you meant by depth or surface level.
Oh,
meaning
yeah.
that you wanted to see their story.
A little, yeah, more. I know it's so many characters, but it's like, I don't know. And then they had Lucy, oh my god, and the other girl, Kiss, the other teenage girl, I forgot her name. I'm so sorry, I should have looked it up. She was on the soccer team, and they kiss, which was like, oh wow, they're gonna like start dating, but they only kissed and that was it. Like, they dropped the storyline, unless they don't date and it's fine, they just wanted to kiss out of the moment, which is great too, but they just dropped the storyline. I was like, oh wait, is there gonna be a lesbian, you know, story in the sense of like with these teenage girls starting to date and all that? But no, they just dropped it.
I believe her name is Angelica Washington.
Yes, Angelica Washington is the actress.
But she was super cool in the movie.
Yeah, and so yeah, they just dropped it, I think. But I didn't read the book, so I don't know.
And can I mention something on that? That is a problem with a lot of movies right now.
They're just dropping stories?
No, is that they are just trying to appeal to different audiences, and what they do is what you mentioned earlier, is keep it on a surface level. Don't go deep into the story so that they can appeal to different audiences and see themselves represented in these movies. But that's honestly, that's not enough. If you're gonna go and do something like that, then give them a story. You know, just don't make it okay, let's patch this ending and have them kiss.
Right. So yeah, I mean, I like the teenage girls. They're so cool together and stuff. And aside from that, I didn't really care for it, to be honest. I'm sorry. But it wasn't bad to watch it once. You want to check it out. I mean,
honestly.
Again. Okay, go.
Go. Sorry.
No. I just said it's subjective. Films are subjective. You might love it.
Honestly, for me, it was one of those movies like, okay, the story is moving towards the right step, but there is definitely more to happen in stories like this, you know. So I applaud Amy Poehler, for delving in and giving us this story, and I appreciate Amy Poehler in this story because I felt like I was watching her in like Parks and Rec. It kind of almost felt like the same Amy Poehler, but for me, it didn't mind because I like that Amy Poehler.
I mean, I like Amy Poehler, but to be honest, I think she I don't know what this movie, I don't know. She was trying, but not really trying, because again, it's like, there's a lot of things about white woman feminism that's very big.
Right, but she was also working with the scripts.
Yeah,
and
and probably the books like that. I don't know. That's the thing. And then like. With feminism, it has to be very intersectional, and it's a lot of topics and a lot of things.
Right.
So let's go into the next review because we have stayed on Moxie very long. Okay, so it's called Period, end of sentence, and it's a documentary short. It's about the Indian woman, the village, the woman of Katihara?
No.
Katihara? Or is it? No, am I saying it right?
Katikara.
Katikara. Sorry about that. And then, so they're fighting against the stigma of menstruation and the taboo of menstruation and then, basically beginning to making their own company of sanitation, pads, pads and all that. So, yeah. And I really thought it was a good documentary. It's only 30 minutes. I was like, wait, that's it? It was
it's a documentary short. Just
it's directed by Rayka. Oh, Rayka.
Zehtabchi.
Zehtabchi. Sorry, I was like, thank you. Rayka Zehtabchi. I think she's Iranian American from what you said. So yeah, she's the director, and it's about these women in India, this village, there's this very taboo about the period and how it's just a natural thing that happens to and then they make their own business to make sanitation, to make pads and stuff, and give it to all these women out there who need the pads, and pads, they have to use cloths. And I remember my mom talking about how she used cloths too in Guatemala and stuff. And so, with cloth, you have to like wash it and all that. And then, how they had to like wash it or they had to leave school and wash it and then change it. And then, you don't have so many cloths, to change, and it's hard if there's no bathroom or the bathroom's somewhere else. And it's a lot for them to stay in school, which is understandable, because it's just like period comes out a lot. The blood comes out a lot, and it's like using cloth, it's just gonna, it just comes out and messes up the seats and all that, and it's just like, it's understandable why they don't stay in school, sadly.
Right. No, I mean, this is definitely a really inspiring story for me. There you go. The story felt so personal, and and to see
how they make
the pads was also very interesting.
They made it and then they sold it. They made their own business.
So they became businesswomen, and to see that trajectory of their story, I thought that was awesome.
And that they called it Fly, the pads. With the packaging, with the butterfly, that was pretty. They call it Fly because they want the women to rise and fly, and I thought that was really cool.
What I found so funny was that when they were interviewing the men and asking them questions about what they were doing, they were like, "Oh, they're making diapers or something
for
like
children."
That. So it's like this
taboo. They don't
So and it's like they don't want to have conversations about it. So that's what the purpose of this film was, to make menstruation, a normal conversation.
It's a normal thing that happens. That they were talking about how like it's seen, especially the patriarchy, and that's why they don't talk about it, because it's patriarchy and men and stuff and control, and that it's dirty blood, that they can't go to the temples because when they have the menstruation, it's dirty blood and stuff. And and here in our own family, it's still like, if we can't talk about it, we can't leave a pad in the bathroom because it's disgusting. So weird.
Or if
it's like you can't put it in the trash or something, like in the bathroom.
You gotta hide it in the trash.
Where am I supposed to put it? Where am I supposed to put it?
Please don't
Not
show
in the
it.
bathroom.
Don't
It's weird.
Sometimes we argue with people about that because it's normal. It's normal. It was so funny because one time I saw a post about just having your period should be just a normal thing, where when I'm at work, I hide my pads, but why not when I'm at work walk with my pad in my hand to the bathroom?
I used to be so nervous to buy pads by myself in the supermarket because I felt like it was like because here you're not supposed to talk about it. Like here is more, of course, you know, but you still can't talk about it in some cultures and stuff. So yeah, here it's like we can't talk about it. So I was like so scared to buy pads. I'm like, I have my period, and most of the time it sucks.
Yeah.
No, all the time it sucks. Let me just be honest.
I mean, hey, if any of y'all want to share your period
It
stories,
hurts, man.
or you know, period stories, share them in the comments, or you know, how your family sees menstruation and stuff. Please, we would love to learn.
Were you
Anywhere
scared
from
to
around
buy
the world.
pads when you were younger? Not anymore. I don't care. I'm just like, you know, I need this.
Yeah.
It's essential. I can't believe we get taxed for it. It's essential.
It's essential.
It's essential. We should not be getting taxed for our pads.
There's something
That's
about a
crazy.
pink tax. There's a pink tax, I think, here in New York City where we pay more taxes on essential items than men do.
Yeah,
for their essential
Of
items.
course.
So.
The patriarchy. I
So
have
much.
trouble saying that word.
Anyways.
So yes, thanks for watching. Oh yeah, our schedule is coming up. Like we're doing a review of the Snyder Cut. Yeah, watch that. That's gonna be interesting.
Justice League, if no one knows.
Snyder Cut. That's coming up. And then we're doing a review of that Godzilla versus Kong. All these HBO Max.
And I'm also doing another Korean, Asian show review. And then what I'm really excited about, we are doing a review with our cool fan Glenn, who we will be sitting down live with next week Saturday to talk about the Biggie Smalls documentary
that came out
on Netflix.
Yeah, that's on
What? Okay. If you like what you heard today, if you love that we were talking about menstruation, please give us a like down below. If you want to bring down the patriarchy and love the fact that we are against sexism, give us a like below.
Menstruation.
But
put it down with menstruation.
Please, if we do movie, TV reviews, book reviews, please subscribe if you're interested in hearing more.
You're awesome.
And also click the bell to be notified of when we put up a review. And just, you know, have a conversation with us. We love to talk to people about films. If you want to leave a comment down below or start a discussion in the comment section about films, please do. Any ideas of how, you know, what movies we should be watching, please let us know. Leave in the comment below. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And thank you to all our new fans. We recently got 3 new subscribers. We're so excited. We're at 993. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And welcome to all the new fans or people watching and who are just stopping by to watch. Stop by again. Whenever, you know what I'm saying? We welcome you. We love you. Sending love. Awesome.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Peace.
Peace. We out of here.